Hi everyone, just a little video to let you know what I've been up to these last couple of weeks. Been on a couple of bike rides with Jamie, which has been lovely, and we got to see some really unusual things like all these aeroplanes that are being stored at Herne Airport currently due to coronavirus. Had to take a couple of pictures, don't think that's something we'll ever see again. On this ride we went from home to Branscore and Jamie made me a GoPro mount for my bike, which was brilliant. It was a really lovely day, but unfortunately I did fall off my bike when I got home, as you can see at the end. There's a longer video of this on my YouTube. These are the outtakes for filming my video for the loo roll challenge for our yard. It's very hard to throw a loo roll at a barrel, as you can see here, and then when I did get it on it blew off, so yes, cue angry face. I did eventually manage it though, and we got our submission in and it was a really good video. So routine wise, not much has really changed for me. I'm still working full time at home and going to the ponies twice a day. It's so much nicer though, now we've got lots more sunshine and warm weather, which I'm really appreciating. So my drive to the yard hasn't really been that quieter than usual. This is 7 AM on a weekday morning. As you can see, there's still a few cars around. One major change to the routine is that the ponies are molting like crazy. This is Jane, she's got a really long coat anyway, but as you can see it's coming out in handfuls. The birds absolutely love it, so I just pull it off and leave it on the ground and they pick it up and use it for their nests, which is really good. Nature recycling there. It's also really satisfying pulling all this hair out. I could keep going for ages, and it's really interesting to see all the different colours on Jane as well. You may have noticed there's some really white hair underneath, and she's really brown and black on the top. She'll be a lovely golden brown colour in the summer when all this comes out. Exercise wise, I have been trying to do a mixture of minimal riding in just walk and trot, and long reining and lunging with Juliet and Erna. Erna I haven't really been riding as much as Juliet. It's given us a chance to try lots of new pole work exercises. This one is like a clock of poles on the ground which we're walking and trotting over. Changing direction here just to go the other way. It's really good for getting her to keep a good eye on where her feet are going, and to concentrate on what I'm asking her to do between the poles as well. Another day, another pole work exercise. This is our NHS pole pattern. I saw this on a pole work group on Facebook and decided to give it a go. There are so many different ways you can ride through this exercise, as I'm trying to demonstrate for you here. It was actually really useful. The poles are also spaced out at different intervals, so again Juliet had to think about where she was putting her feet and how fast she was going, which is really good for her as she can be really speedy. So the ponies have all been wormed recently. They're generally wormed 4 times a year. I always start off by weighing them with the pony weigh tape just to see what weight they are and how much wormer they're going to need. And then I note this down in my little book where I'm keeping track of all their weights to see any changes. Here I'm measuring out how much Juliet needs on the worming tube and then giving it to her. As you can see, you fire it to the back of their throats and then give their throat a little rub. Seren's my next victim. Now, she is usually really bad to worm. We get a little bit of acrobatics and rearing, but today she was really good, so very pleased with her. With Erna, she's a little bit more complicated because she wears this sweet itch rug. Now, people may have wondered what on earth she wears this for. It makes her look a bit like a knight's horse. Basically, she's allergic to the saliva of mosquitoes, so when they bite her, her reaction is to rub her skin until it's raw. So she'll rub off her mane, she'll rub off her tail, she'll rub off the hair on her body. So we have to keep her covered up just so she doesn't do this. As you can see, she's very good to worm, she's very used to it. In it goes, a little rub on the throat again, and a treat to finish off. We then have to just check her fly hat and pop her rug back on. I've left this in so people can see how long this does take. It's definitely worth it though. The sweet itch is fairly mild with Erna, but she has rubbed herself until she's bled before, so I'd rather just keep her covered up where she's comfortable. She's relatively cool under there in the summer, she doesn't get too hot, but it's just much more comfortable for her. Last victim is my lovely Jane. She's very used to being wormed, and she's also a meticulous record keeper, as you can see here. Each wormer has 700 kilos weight allowance of wormer in it, and I buy 3 and then divide it between the 4 horses, so one pony has to take the hit and have 3 tubes, and this time it was Jane, but she's very good. So here we are, Tuesday morning, bit of a long rain with Nana. Oh, it's so nice to be out. So quiet, barely anyone around, birds going crazy, and it's so beautifully, the weather is beautiful, like bit of sunshine, not too warm. Erna's absolutely loving it, she loves being out so much. I'm so glad we can still go for our little poodles. As it was a lovely warm day, I let Erna have a little roll without her rug on. She absolutely loves this, and it helps her to get some of the hair out that she's shedding as well. Another pole exercise for Juliet and I. This one is a couple of trot poles with a triangle and then another couple of trot poles afterwards. Also a couple off to the side, so we can go through the middle of the exercise and then bend either left or right. This one's really good because they don't really know which direction you're going to go in, so it keeps them thinking again about what you're asking them to do, and where they're placing their feet as well. Just to end, I thought you'd like to see a few photos around our garden. We're not gardeners, these things just happen without our input, which is great. I've also been experimenting with growing a few vegetables this year. As you'll see at the end, again, I'm not very green fingered and this is very much trial and error, so please no judging, but hopefully we'll have some crops at the end of the year.